What's up, guys? Welcome to another scenario where civilization has restarted. Now, in the last episode, we seen a lot happen. But first, let's just check out the new alliances, like the Triangle Alliance out there in Asia. Now, this is really to protect against the Square Alliance, since the Square Alliance is relatively probably stronger than all of these countries in the Triangle Alliance, but that probably does not matter. Now, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there may or may not be a big war. And as you see, a new alliance is formed between this hot pinkish country in purplish and Pakistan to defend against the red team. But they also have to worry about India. So this alliance is kind of useless. Now, thank you for 95 views on the last episode. This is what made me continue the series, and I will really support if I could just get more than 2 views on this video again. So now we're gonna see the purple team expand way more. And now this may or may not, like I said, start a big war. But for now, they are just gonna expand very, very carefully and very, very coastally. Now, this country's army, I wouldn't say it's relatively strong from the red team, but it's pretty strong. It can probably match up with India, Pakistan, probably those type of countries, but not the whole alliance because the Cyan team. And because you also got to mention red team that also had a pretty strong army. Now we're going to see this country really try to expand all throughout right there and there, as they do pretty much get a pretty valuable land. They cut off, and now they're actually starting to really cook a little bit. Oh my god, it actually erased that whole part right there. Oh man, so you're going to see them cook a little bit and expand way more. Now, they're probably just going to be West Africa, because making it to South Africa for them would be a lot of expansion and take countless of episodes, which would probably waste a lot of time. Like you see there, it took like not half of this episode, but it took a lot of time, like 2 minutes out of this episode. So that sucks. And we're going to see the purple team reach South Africa, which they see it has a lot of materials. And with a lot of materials, you can make a lot of different things. And so they upgrade their army a lot. And now red team can't get to South Africa and can't get those materials, which kind of sucks for them. Now we're just going to see the purple team expand way more into South Africa, grab that coast and more of the middle of it. And they're going to take these islands right there, including Madagascar. Now, in the next episode, I will mention the habitable zones, because there's probably a lot of areas that changed or are probably not habitable anymore, as you see right there. Now, I'm at habitable zone. I mean stability zone. My bad. So, I did not retake this, but the gold team, its expanders are really going to expand as they see it's a lot of land inward, and they're just going to be like, wow, a lot of land inward. This is really just a race for Africa, but earlier. I mean, there was kind of a race for Africa earlier, but but it wasn't as big. But this is pretty realistic for history, even though this isn't a realistic video. But we're just going to have to see the Spain team, see if they can do something. After they faced the rebellion in the last episode, giving birth to this the green light team, forest green team. And they're just going to expand a little more into territories and kind of push on into, let's just call them West Africa, and try to get that coastline right there. Now, we're focusing on Europe. I was going to do something with this blue team. I don't know. But let's just look what we have so far. And just take a look at the map. Now, what was I saying? We're going to see an alliance happen, or something like an alliance happening, with the expansion of the diamond team. And so they're just going to expand their alliance bigger. And let me just fix this right here, this little mistake that I made. And so now, the diamond team shows as a threat as they get bigger, trying to really just encircle the red team. So, the red team can really be a threat to any one of these countries in the alliance. If they team up, most likely Cyan team will crush that the northern team of this alliance, but that doesn't matter, as we also have to mention Naples, the Naples country, is also in this alliance. And also another alliance is going to form called the Line Alliance. And so it's just rapidly going to spread to these European nations. This is only the second European alliance, not counting Turkey because they're in an Asian alliance. That alliance stretches to Asia. And we're going to see an alliance between the Nordics, and we're going to see them join that alliance, which was risky because if Cyan team invades them, they'll most likely invade everybody else on that alliance, which would scare Europe from the dominant Asian power, Cyan, which recently actually has another competitor for, that little strip of land right there. But it's really just ice. And if we look at the habitable zone, that area right there in Cyan's territory is really uninhabitable. As you can see, if I erase right here, yeah, that's all Cyan's land. So, probably a country right there will break away. But not probably just episode, because look at how uninhabitable that is. I should probably fix that little thing. I'll update the stability map tomorrow, and, not tomorrow, but, next time I update, I might record another video soon. Not to mention the Ages of Conflict series that's going on, World War II in a nutshell, which I have not finished, only part 1. So I am making part 2 right now. Well, not right now, because obviously I'm recording this video, but let's get back into the video with Cyan team expanding into these islands right here in Asia. Asia. So, as I just see them expand, we're going to take a look at the map and go back into where France and Spain is. And, really Western Central Europe. Actually, never mind. And we're going to see somebody unite, which is Naples. And they're going to unite with basically the Papal States. And so, that will get them a lot of more land and bigger and stronger. So, they could be probably one of the dominated Europe powers, as you can see right here. So now, if you can literally see that line, that is most of where Europe is. In cutting off the gold team, we have more of Central Europe, Western Europe countries, which is pretty cool, I guess. Now, if you think about it, that Romanian team, it might be look like a Poland-Romania-ish team. Might both. Or that blue country right there is Poland, or that dark green country is Poland. You don't really know. And they're just going to unite with the whole Italian peninsula. So that's a pretty good thing for this country. What if they tried to revive the Roman Empire? It did collapse pretty fast. It only collapsed after being in here for 1 episode because, there's probably a lot of countries that wanted independence. And so they collapsed. Now, one of their main enemies would probably be that country up there, the gold team, that other team right there, and France. Now, focusing, after getting humiliated by France, they would probably want to go for France first. That blue country you see right there, and work their way down. Because they were called, probably, the ancestors, or what is continuing the Roman Empire. But I wouldn't really say so. Now, we're going to see this gold team come very close and surround Egypt. Try to surround Egypt from expanding any more into Africa. You're going to see this team also do the same and try to stop the gold team, but not able to. And you're just going to see the black team, this blackish team, expand around that little Spain part they had. And so now, Africa is looking something like this. We're going to see this light purple-ish team, expand more through South Africa and its southern border, making a huge difference in this map and showing how big they are and could be a dominant power. Now, are they bigger than the red team? I don't know, but that's just debatable for you to decide. I don't know, but we'll see. And we're just going to see China here expand, really. Oh, let me just fix that real quick. I should probably make it better since it's like an ocean and it separates them. So yeah, I should probably make that better. And we're just going to see the China team expand more into Japan territories. And they're probably just going to get Japan relatively. And while the Cyan Light country is going to get the other part of Japan. So now they have successfully split Japan. They should probably get half of mainland Japan, but I don't think they blue team like that pretty much, so they didn't do it. Now focusing our attention back on Africa, we will see. No, let's focus on the map and see what we should do from here. And we're gonna see the red team finally step up and say, hey, we want to expand too. And expand. They're just gonna start expanding around the purple team, and they're realizing, hey, wait, there's just sand here. We don't want this. So they're gonna declare war on this light team, which is gonna be a major part of this episode. Now, this war will not be lasting 2 episodes, I can tell you that. This war will just last 1 short episode, and this is what makes this episode 23 minutes long. A lot of wars happen here, and this war is probably gonna continue on next episode because I just ended the war. It's not over, but they just made a ceasefire because they've been fighting for a very long time and the purple team just got crushed. But later on, we'll focus on that later. The gold team expands all the way around Egypt now. And the Egyptian team that had the Suez Canal, or we can call them the Suez Canal team, whatever you guys want. Call them whatever you want, I don't care. But they're going to get mad. And the black team's going to try to expand around gold team. But that will just start another war, and people don't want that, you know? So, looking at the map. Sorry, guys. Looking at the map, we're going to see a new alliance form called the African Alliance. And with the African Alliance, they're going to probably use it to team up on the gold team, just like so. And they're going to make a start to make it. And this is going to be called the Egyptian Alliance. Because it's between Egypt and, I don't know, a northern country in Africa. Because this is a lot of areas. And you see, as I go into the capital map, and let me do this. But first, the western country is going to expand just a little bit. Now, as we see the western country, we're just going to see them try to expand or do their stuff, you know, do what they do, expand. Oh, actually, I'm going to just fix their capital real quick. All right, now that we're done with that, we're going to also have to change the purple team's capital because, you know, they just, you know, got their capital taken by the red team. So they changed their capital all the way to South Africa because they, you know, couldn't really do anything about the red team taking their capital. And as you see, simply as that, we will just erase that little land area right there. So let me just do that real quick. Finally, we can get to the Egyptian war over in Egypt. We're gonna see the black team come up and oopsies, I made the saturation too light. And we're gonna come up and see the black team declare war on the gold team and start chewing them down. Now the gold team is gonna get crushed right here, as you see, because they're not only that. Now the black team's like, hey, Egypt, come push up to their capital so we can get this war quickly over with. But Egypt has other plans. They're like, heck no, we want to push in from the south. And they are going to push in from the east a little bit, but then they're going to focus their troops up back on the south. And with all their troops focus coming in from the south, they are just going to take all of the southern part of the country or eastern side of the country. But it's really just the south part of the country since it goes down to the south. So really southeast. Now with all of the Egyptian team troops, not really by the gold team, but still the black team, the little black team, is going to collapse their capital, which doesn't really matter for the gold team. And they're not able to push back as their government goes into exile. And now I haven't added the major cities yet, even though I said I was. But if this video gets more than 5 views, 3 views, because I do not get that much views. If it gets more than 5 views or 3 views, I will think about adding major cities. Now, let me just look at this peace deal. So, we're going to see the peace deal look something like this, and we're going to have to see the yellow team change their capital and make it way more centralized. Because if they have it right by the black team, who just took literally all their land, things are probably not going to go the best for them. Now, so, we're just going to see them change their capital, like I was saying. So now, with their capital change, we're just going to see the gold team try to expand. Not too much. Just try to get some, more territory after they just got humiliated. Well, not really humiliated. Their army wasn't strong to start with. Plus, it was really unfair. Now, as we go back, we would have to look at gold team just expanding just a little bit more. Not trying to tempt Egypt. Now, coming back to the war, we will see this red versus purple, the match that we all been waiting for. We probably knew that red team was going to strike back against this purple team, and today they are going to do it, starting by expanding this front. They're going to put a lot of troops into this front, while also have the troops from that other front come on down, and now the purple team is going to start a counter-effective in that southern front, and actually their troops are actually going to push back all the way throughout that other front they tried to do, not that front, and they're going to send their troops to go on the offensive. Now their troops advance more into this little tip that the red team has, and they're going to meet up with the other red team forces. But the red team calls out troops from there as the purple team continues to expand. And now the red team is freaking out, but don't worry. They continue their offensive and push into here, while also focusing on other areas. They regain that other area back that they lost, and now are making a desperate invasion right towards the capital. And they're only going towards the capital. They're not going nowhere else. So now we're going to see them continue their expansion down, and you're going to see them cross right there. And now the Arabian team is freaking out. They just made it into their southern border, and now what are they going to do? Now this area is definitely going to not like being under purple control for that long. And especially that other part, because they're like, I wish we should have revolted earlier, but we wouldn't have been really able to do anything. But we're just going to see the red team continue their push out for the capital in their desperate invasion trying to reach the capital. Now, we're going to see the red team separate these two areas. And now they're separate. They're definitely going to get crushed as their major troops get encircled right there. And now the purple team is back on top. They're winning this war badly. And they're going to try to advance right into that area. But that area is highly protected by troops. They're probably not going to push it all back, but they are going to get some land back, as you can see right there. And actually, they might push all back, but no, they get stopped right there before they can do anything major. Now, focusing back on their front, they're just going to expand a little bit more into this land territory and really try to get up into the capital. Now, as you see, Cyan sends troops through India, that little tiny part that touches India, through the red team to help them, and also India send troops. Because of this alliance, the red team is able to push back just a little bit. Maybe not even a little bit. As you see, they disconnect them from this major area, and they start to push back. With the help of Cyan troops, they are gonna push back in major areas, like the land they just took. And the rupture of the country is not really freaking out anymore. They're like, hey, we're not freaking out no more. We just basically got saved when we were about to, get cooked under purple control. And they're actually going to start pushing back entirely. Now, with a hard counter-offensive like this, the purple team can't really do anything to get that back, but they're going to try to rally up some troops and gain it all right back. So now, after striking that counter-offensive, they're going to try to influence this area to rebel. Does it work? No, because this area is going to stay loyal for right now. Their stability is not looking too good. It's looking a little yellow, and their troops are gonna really start pushing back into this red country that got separated from the rest of the main troops that were there sending them aid. Now, this purple team is gonna look like a strong opponent against the red team, as they have multiple fronts on top of this red team. Now, the red team is gonna really push back now. With the help of this many forces, Cyan, India, they are definitely gonna push back. And push back hard. So now they're pushing back, and they're gonna go try to separate these troops. And if this successfully works, it works. Now, their troops come up, and they separated all of that area, and they push back entirely through that area. Now, they're going to focus right back onto that little tiny strip and take it all back. And now they're back in rolling, baby. Now we're going to see them advance into right here and push into the entirety of that little part right there in the east. So now the purple team is getting crushed. There's way too many forces to handle with, and they're probably going to have to surrender. And looking at this, the purple team does surrender, and their red team is going to take all of that land. But yet, they are not going to stop. They still cannot push into Africa. So they're still not going to stop until they get all of that. And so now that they have all of that, they ask purple if they want to sue for peace, and purple accept because they just got definitely destroyed. Now the red team will annex all of this land and successfully winning another war. Now the red team has never lost a war before, except against rebellions like Egypt and the purple team. Now, like a battle they have started, or like, they have won everything, and they're gonna make it clear that they rule Madagascar. Now this team right there is gonna be fighting. They know that they just got cooked, and there's nothing that they can really do about it. Now let's just look at the countries for right now, and yeah. So that's probably gonna be the end of this video. Goodbye.